So now this is the problem. We will deal with this problem now. Design a dogleg type staircase for a residential building using following data. So the data given to us is floor to floor height, it is 3.2 meter. Number of flights per floors are 2. Then riser is given as 175 mm and trade is given as 250 mm. Okay, so these dimensions are already given in the numerical. So we don't need to decide the dimensions of riser and trade. It is already given. Okay, just 1 minute. कुलकर्णी सर लेक्चर चालू आहे माझं. So live load 3 kilonewton per meter square and width of stairs 1.2 meter. Use M20 and FE 415. So this is given in the problem. Okay. So now we need to solve it. So as we know now, the height of floor to floor height is 3.2 meter. It is given already. So height of one floor, we will calculate first height of one floor. Okay. So height of one floor. What is the height? So height of flight we will calculate rather than tell it as a one floor. Height of single flight. Okay, so it will be 3200, that is your total height, divided by 2. So it will be equal to 1600 mm. So now we will calculate number of risers. We know the dimension already. The riser is 175 mm. So we will calculate now number of risers. Number of risers. Number of risers are 1600 divided by 175. So let me know the value. What is the value? Calculate this 1600 divided by 175 and put the value in the chat box. 9.14. Okay, it is 9.142. So we will approximately round it to 9 numbers. So 9 number of risers are there. So now we will calculate number of trades. So the next thing is number of trades. So number of trades are always riser minus 1, which is equal to 9 minus 1, which is equal to 8 numbers. 8 numbers. Okay. So now we came to know that we are having 8 trades. Okay, and the dimension of each trade is 250 mm. Here you can see that 250 mm is the trade. So we can calculate our going length. Now I hope now you are clear with this going length. What is going length? Hmm? So going length is where our first trade starts up to the last riser. Okay. So it is now how much it is? It is 8 number of trades are there and each trade is of 250 mm. Okay, so 8 into 250. Do the calculation, let me know the answer. 25 into 8, 200. So it is 2000 mm. Okay, so it is 2000 mm, which is 2 meter. This is nothing but in meter, it is 2 meter. Okay. So now the landing width is not given to us. Now this we got as a going length. Going length म्हणजे आपल्याला काय मिळालेलं इथं? Now if I draw the diagram what we are having right now, so if I draw the diagram over here, okay, so this is the this length now, This is nothing but your going length. Okay. I will draw the steps over here. I will draw it fastly. Okay. So here I have drawn 8 treads. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, if you see you are going up from this direction, then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 treads are there. I will write. Okay. I will write over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For your understanding, I am drawing this diagram. So 8. So 8 into 250. So this total length will become 2000 mm. So this total is 2000 mm, which is nothing but 2 meter. Okay. So this is your going length. This is called as going length. Now, what is our, what we can say, what is our landing width? So landing width is not given in the problem. Width of stairs is given to you, but the landing width is not given to us. So minimum landing width we will consider as it varies from 1 meter to 1.5 meter. Normally, generally it is taken in between these two values. Sometimes it may be 1.5 meter or greater than 1.5 also. So here we will assume assume landing is 1.2 meter. We will assume this. You may assume 1 meter also. You may take 1.3 meter, 1.4 meter, 1.5 meter. Okay. So I am taking here 1.2 meter. So if I took 1.2 meter, then I will draw the landing. Okay. So landing will be, so this is my landing, 1.2 meter this side and 1.2 meter this side. So this is the landing, 1.2 meter. So this is 1.2 meter. So 1200 mm, 1.2 meter. I will write this also in meter instead of 2000 mm. This is how much it is? It is 2 meter. 2 meter. Okay. Now the next thing comes into our mind is what about the support? Now we can't create the staircase in air. Okay, so there should be some support somewhere. Now if we go to the numerical problem, if you read this problem once again, they have not specified you anything about the support. If you read the problem, there is not a single statement which specifies us or which clarifies about the support. So it is not given in the numerical, so it is very simple. We will assume that. Okay, if it is not given in the problem, then we will assume that the support is given outside, okay, outside the landing, and the width of the wall is 230 mm. So I will assume the support like this. I will draw here also, wall. Okay, so this is the wall. On this wall it is resting. Okay, one more line. Similarly on this side also, here we will draw the supports. As it is not given in the problem, we are assuming it, and we will clearly mention it. Whatever we are assuming, we will mention it. So this is our wall. and this is the support. So I will write over here, what is this? So this is wall support, okay, 230 mm. So we will assume that wall support is given on the both side and it is of width 230 mm, and now whatever we have assumed we will write it clearly. Okay, so we will write here assume. Now I'm going to write this assume. Assume what I'm going to assume support is provided. Support is provided outside landing of width of width 230 mm. So I have assumed this and I have drawn there, which is shown clearly. Now see, in this case now your landing is spanning in the direction of the support. So if I draw the line again for the spanning of landing, okay, so see over here that as per that spanning concept, see, this is the direction of the span, because now supports are given here at this edge. Okay, if you see the supports are given at this edge and this edge, here also, here there is support and here there is also support. Okay, so your span becomes this horizontal length, this becomes your span for landing. Similarly for this landing also, this horizontal length becomes the span. Okay, and the span of going length is this span, whatever I have drawn here, this 2 meter length is a span. So we can say that landing slab is spanning in the direction of the stairs. Okay, so in this case now, what is our effective span? Now see, if I want to calculate the effective span, then it is, if I take the center of this, okay, and also center of this, then whatever may be the length, this length, okay, I will draw over here this length. This is our effective span. This is what? This is effective span. This is our effective span. Now I hope now you clear with this. Why we have taken center to center of support? Because your landing is spanning in the direction of the stairs. Okay. So is it clear up to this point? Now we will move to the next thing. So we will calculate now effective length. Okay. Effective length. So to calculate the effective length, I will write effective length. So in the previous slide, effective length means span. So here I should write effective length. Okay, this is the effective length. Effective length means we called it as a span. Okay, so now here effective length is equal to, what is the effective length now? See, we will calculate half of the support. So half of the support means this length from this point to this point. What is this? It is 0.23 by 2. Correct. Here it is 0.23 by 2. On this side also, if you see, here it is the half. So this is also 0.23 by 2. So it will be 0.23 by 2 plus 1.2 plus 2, then plus 1 point. Okay, so that effective length we will call, take it over here, 0.23 by 2 plus 1.2 plus 2, again 1.2 plus 0.23 by. So do the calculation and let me know the value of effective length. It is 4.63 meter, which is 4630 mm. So this is what the effective length. Now next is the depth of slab, depth of west slab. So we need to calculate the depth. So how to calculate the depth now? Assume, assume what we always assume. Assume overall depth, overall depth is 40 mm per meter span. Okay, so what we are assuming, our depth is 40 mm, our depth of the slab is 40 mm for 1 meter span. If the span is 1 meter, then depth is 40. Now our span is 4.63 meter, then we need to calculate the overall depth. Okay, so overall depth capital D, which is equal to, it is how much? 40 for 1 meter, for 4.63 meter how much? So we will calculate 40 into 4.63. So we will get the answer. 185.2. So it is 185.2 mm. So we will round up this. We will round up this to 190 mm. 190 mm. This is our overall depth. Okay. So we will go for some safer side. If you want, you can round up this to 200 also. Let us go for 200. 190 is also safe, but in case if it comes unsafe, then you have in that case now we need to again redo these calculations. So we will go for overall depth to 200. Now we will calculate the effective depth. Now how to calculate the effective depth? Assume clear cover of 15 mm and assume bar diameter of 10 mm for main reinforcement, and then we will get the value of small d. Okay. So here assume assume clear cover is equal to 15 mm, clear cover is 15 mm and bar diameter 10 mm. Okay. Now from this, therefore, effective depth, that is your small d, is equal to 200 minus 15 minus half of bar diameter 10 by 2, which is equal to, it is 180 mm. It is 180 mm. Okay. Now we got the depth, we know the length, that is effective span. Then we will go for the loading calculation. Then we will go for the loading calculation next. So the next thing is load calculations. Okay. So in the load calculations, first we will go to the dead load. So in the dead load, first we need to consider the weight of slab. Okay. So first thing, it is weight of west slab. Okay, and it is, we are calculating this for 1 meter weight and per meter, and it is in running meter. So what is the depth? Depth is 200, so it is 0.2 into 1, you know, it is width, we have assumed, into 25. Okay, this is the weight for horizontal slab, but it is inclined, so that factor we need to consider or multiply this by sec theta. So here we will take under root what, r square plus t square divided by t. So I will directly write down the values. R square plus t square, r is 0.175, 175 square, plus t square, t is how much, 250, so 0.25 square, and whole divided by trade, so trade value is 0.25. So now if you solve, you will get the weight of west slab 6.10. Okay, so it is 6.10 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So this is the weight of west slab. After that we will calculate the weight of steps. Weight of steps. Okay. So weight of steps equal to, how we are going to calculate, it is half into riser into, we know the width as 1 into 25, so it is r by 2 into 25. So here our riser is 0.175 divided by 2 multiplied by 25, so you will get the value, weight of steps 2.187. Okay, so 2.187 kilonewton per meter. Then third thing is we need to consider the floor finish in dead load. So here I will write floor finish, which is equal to, okay, if it is given then it's okay, if it is not given, assumed it 1 kilonewton per meter square, so it will be 1 into 1, so it is 1 kilonewton per meter. We will take this floor finish. Now total dead load. Okay, so we will calculate the total dead load now. So total dead load is equal to, it is 6.10 plus 2.187 plus 1. So what is the value? 9.287. 9.287 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Now we will consider the live load. Live load is equal to, how much it is, 3 kilonewton per meter square, so it is 3 into 1, which is equal to 3 kilonewton per meter square. So total live load is same, this is 3 kilonewton per meter square. Now we calculate the total load. Okay. So total load is equal to, what was our previous load, it is 9.287, is 9.287 plus 3, so it is 12.287 kilonewton per meter. This is our total load. Okay. Now calculate factored load. Factored load is equal to, it is 1.5 into 12.287. Calculate it. 18.43. Okay. So it is 18.43 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So this is the load which is acting on the going length. We have not considered landing over here in this load calculation. Now we will consider the loading on landing slab. Okay, so here I will write now loading on landing slab. Okay, this this consists of first weight of landing slab. Okay, this consists of first I will write here weight of landing slab. Now landing slab is horizontal slab. It is not the inclined slab. So we will take the total depth, overall depth, that is 0.2 into width. We have considered it as a 1 meter into 25. There is no need to multiply it by that factor under root r square plus t square. Why we are not multiplying by that factor? Because this slab is horizontal slab. Landing slab is horizontal, whereas west slab is inclined slab. Okay. So here let me know the value of load. It is 5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is the weight of landing slab. Now after this we will consider the floor finish. So floor finish is equal to, we will assume 1, width is 1, so it is 1 kilonewton per meter, and then live load, it is given as 3, width is, we have assumed 1, so 3 into 1, 3 kilonewton per meter. So now calculate the total load. Total load on landing slab, it is 5 plus 1 6, 6 plus 3 9. You also cross verify the calculations. Then we will calculate the factored load. Factored load, which is equal to, so what is the factored load now? It is 9 into 1.5. Let me know the answer. 13.5. So it is 13.5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so this is the value of factored load. Now after getting both the loads, we will calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, as you know that we will calculate the maximum bending moment. So here I will draw the diagram now. Okay, now while drawing this diagram we need to see this diagram also here. Now see, our supports are there at the center. Our supports are there here at the center. Support is provided over here. Okay, so we will consider the total effective length as the center to center distance between the supports. So that is our total effective length, and this is our total span. And here the going length ends. Okay, here the going length ends. So from this point to this point it is 2 meter, where the load is different on this 2 meter length, and the load on landing which we will extend up to this center. Okay, so it is 1.2 plus 0.23 by 2. So this length we need to calculate. So now over here if I draw the diagram, so I will first draw the supports. Here is the support. Supports are provided over here, and then if I draw the diagram, so up to the some portion, this, let us say this portion, UDL is there. Okay, and this UDL, what is the value of this? What is the total load? It is 18.43 total length. This is 4.63 meter. This is our effective span. This total length we are going to consider. Okay. So here supports are provided at the end, because we assume that our wall is at the end of the landing, and landing is spanning in the direction of the stairs. So this total, if you see this total distance, so this is 4.63 meter. This total, if I write over here, this is 4.63 meter. Now out of this 4.63 meter, the going length is about 2 meter. Okay, going length is about 2 meter, and on that going length there is UDL which is acting is of different magnitude, and on the remaining landing portion the UDL is acting which is of different magnitude. So that is why we are showing it like this. Now suppose that 2 meter length is starts from this point and it ends at somewhere here. So I will draw the UDL. So this is the UDL. Okay, and what was the value? 18.43 18.43 kilonewton per meter. And then on the remaining length, and okay, the span of this length, this is of, if I show you over here, from this point, let us say up to this point, this length, it is of 2 meter. Okay. Now the remaining length, here also the UDL is acting, but the magnitude is different, so I am showing with different color. And what was the value of that UDL? What was the value? I'm not remembering that. What was the value? Chat मध्ये टाका लवकर. What was the value? 13.5. Okay. So this is 13.5 kilonewton per meter and 13.5 kilonewton per meter. Now the important thing is that what is this length? Okay. This length, this length. हे किती असणार आहे? That is the important thing. What is the span? So now how do we calculate that? I will roughly show you over here. So originally landing covers 1.2 meter. Okay, our landing covers about 1.2 meter, and then this support is there. After this 1.2 meter, then support is there. Then what is the width of support? The width of support is 230 mm. 230 mm means 0.23 meter. Okay, and for effective span we are taking center to center, so it will be half of 2.33 up to the center, and if you add these two you will get the that length. So how much it is? 1.315. Okay, so this is 1.315. 1.315. So this is 1.315 meter. This is also 1.315 meter. Okay, now we need to calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, so the maximum bending moment, again if you see this type of structure, okay, if you see this type of structure, if I consider the center point, then on the left, if you consider the right hand side, then whatever may be the loading, the length and type of support is given is matching with the left hand side. So left hand side, it is matching. If I fold this beam about the y axis, okay, then you can see that it is symmetric. Okay, in terms of loading, in terms of support, it is symmetric. So your maximum bending moment will be at the center. Your maximum bending moment will be at the center. Okay. I hope now it is clear to you. So I will mark the center point now. I will mark the center point now. Center comes out somewhere here. Center comes out somewhere here. Randomly I am taking this point. Suppose now this is our point A, this is our point B, then let us name this point as point C. Let us name this point as point C. Okay. So now in the point C, here our reaction is RA, this is the reaction RB, and now for point C we can calculate the distance. So we need to calculate what is this distance from point A to here up to point C. What is this distance? So if this total is 4.63 meter, then if C is the center point, then it will be 4.63 divided by 2. So what is the distance? What is the value? 2.31 meter. Okay. So it is 2.31 meter. Okay. Similarly on this side, 2.315. Okay. 2.315. So you consider that. We will consider it during the calculation. 2.315. So now your first job is calculate RA and RB. Your first thing is calculate RA and RB. So we will calculate RA, we will not go for the RB, and we will consider the left hand side equilibrium, and we will get the maximum bending moment. So there is no need to solve the whole problem. So that is why now what I will do, I will take the moment of all the forces summation m about B is equal to 0. I will take the moment of all the forces about B equal to 0. If the force and moment is clockwise, then it is plus. If it is anti-clockwise, then it is minus. So now in this case, what we will do? So first RA, the moment of RA about point B. So from point B, the distance of RA is 4.63 meter. If you see from point B, from this point, the distance of RA, this distance is 4.63 meter. So it will be RA into 4.63. Now if you see, it will rotate. RA is moving upward, RA is moving upward, and point is located here at this point. So now if I take this reaction up, somewhat up, and then if I rotate it about the point like this, if I rotate it about the point, then it is clockwise, so it is positive. Next is this UDL. So you need to convert this UDL into the point load first. Okay, you need to convert this UDL into the point load first. So to convert that UDL into the point load, here, to convert that UDL into the point load, I will write first what is the value. It is 13.5 into 1.315. This is the conversion of UDL into the point load. This is not a moment. You remember this. This we convert this point load UDL into the point load. And now where this point load will act? This point load will act at the center of this span. This point load will act at the center of this span. So if we show the load here, if we show the load, then it will act somewhere here in this way. Okay, it will act somewhere there, it will act somewhere here, this point load. So now what is the distance? So we should multiply this by the distance. So what is the distance now from point B? What is the distance? It is 1.315. See here, 1.315 meter, this plus 2 plus half of this. What is the half of 1.315? So if I want to calculate the distance, it will be 1.315 divided by 2 plus 2 plus 1.315. The distance is the distance is 3 point something I should get. What is the distance? 3.97. Okay, so I will write over here the distance is 3.97. Now you can clearly observe over here whatever I have written over here with the blue ink, whatever I have written over here with the blue ink, it is the conversion of UDL into the point load, and in the green ink it is the lever arm, that is the distance from the point B to take for while taking the moment. So now if you see this load is moving down, this is moving downward, this is moving downward, and point is here. So if you rotate this about this point B, then it is moving in anti-clockwise direction. So if the direction is anti-clockwise, then it is minus. If the direction is anti-clockwise, then it is minus. Again, next UDL, this one, the central UDL, this UDL. So again the same thing is there. We need to convert this UDL into the point load. Then how do we convert this UDL into the point load? It is 18.43 is the magnitude, multiply by 2. If we multiply it by 2, then we will get the point load, and that point load will act at the center. Okay, that point load will act at the center, means somewhere here this point load will act at the center. Okay, somewhere here. So if we write now, it is again minus, it will be there. So what is the moment? It is first conversion of point UDL into the point load into 2. Okay, into, now we will consider about the lever arm. So what is the distance? So calculate the distance of this force from point B. Okay, so if we want to calculate it from point B, first of all we must be sure that about the distance, this distance, how much is this one from this point to this point, here up to this point. So this distance is, you know that if this total is, if this total is 2 meter, then this must be 1 meter as it is acting at the center. So your lever arm will be 2.315, 2.315. Okay, now this last UDL, again this UDL is also minus. So here I will write minus in bracket. Convert this UDL into the point load first. So conversion of UDL into the point load. So this point load will act at the center. So I will draw somewhere here center. And what is the distance? If you see the distance, this is the lever arm. This is the lever arm, which is 1.315 by 2, because it will act at the center of 1.315. So again if I write it, first I will convert this UDL into the point load, 13.5 into 1.315 multiply by, then I will take the lever arm is 1.315 by 2. This is the distance. Okay, and all these things must be equal to 0 because RB is passing through point B. So now with this, if you solve it, you will get the value of RA, 36.17. Okay, so 36.17 kilonewton, and we are getting positive value, so RA is upward. Our assumed direction is correct. Now there is no need to calculate the value of RB. Okay, there is no need to calculate the value of RB. Now we will directly move in the calculation of maximum bending moment. Okay, so I want to calculate the maximum bending moment now. So here I will move to the next slide. Now maximum bending moment. So maximum bending moment. So I will get the maximum bending moment at point C. Bending moment at point C is equal to. Now we will go to the previous diagram again. So this is our diagram. Now we need to calculate the bending moment at point C. So here at point C, I will consider the section. Okay, here at point C, I will consider the section. So I will draw a line with red ink. That is our section. Okay, here is our section on this line, exactly over this line. Okay, this is our section. So I will give the name to this also. What is this? So this is our section line. Here we have taken the section. And what we are considering now, we will consider the equilibrium of left hand side. Okay. We will consider the equilibrium of left hand side. Now if we consider the equilibrium of left hand side, then only we will consider this left hand side into the calculation. So if we consider that, if I draw the same diagram over here, so this is our beam, then support is provided somewhere here. Here is your point A, that is reaction RA. Here is your reaction RA. Whatever value you have calculated, it is 36.17. So it is 36.17 kilonewton. And now up to certain point, up to some point, the UDL is different. Okay, and the span of this UDL is 1.315. This is the span. And now after certain point, it again changes. The UDL is like this, and the value of this UDL is, it is 18.43 kilonewton per meter, and the value of this load is, how much it is, I will see, 13.5. So it is 13.5 kilonewton per meter. Then this length, this length, this must be 1 meter, because this point where we are calculating the bending moment, here is our point C. Okay, and point C is at the center of 2 meter. So now we will calculate the moment, bending moment at point C. So bending moment at point C, and our section line. Okay, I forgot to show the section line. This is our section line. Here we have taken the section. So with reference to this line or this section, we will take the distance of all the forces. This is your point A. So bending moment at C is equal to RA. What is the distance of RA from point C? From the section, this is the section line, from section or from point C, as we are calculating the bending moment at point C, distance of RA from point C is 1 plus 1.315, and RA is moving upward, so we will consider it as a positive. So 36.17 into the distance is 2.315. This is the first RA. RA is over now. Now next is this load, 13.15. So first of all, you need to convert this UDL into the point load. So as soon as you convert this UDL into the point load, then that point load will act at the center of this span. And from that center, you need to calculate the distance about the section or from point C. Okay. So if it is acting at the center, I will draw here conversion. If you convert this, it will act somewhere here. It will act somewhere here. Now if I write the value, it is moving down. It is moving down. So obviously it is minus, and minus. So here it is 13.5 into 1.315, conversion of UDL into the point load. It is minus, and this term is plus, into its distance. So we need to calculate this distance. What will be this distance? So this will be 1 plus, it is 1 plus 1.315 divided by 2. So how much it is? 1.657. 1. It is 1.657. 1.657. This is the distance, and now remaining this UDL. Again the same thing is there. This is also acting downward, so it is minus. Convert this UDL into the point load. Okay, so into 1. This is the conversion into. So if I show you, this load will act somewhere here. Okay, and this load will act somewhere here, and now we need to calculate the distance. I will show this distance. Okay, so how much it is now? If this is act at the center and this is 1 meter, then this will be 0.5. So here I will write 0.5. Now if you solve this, you will get the bending moment at point C. So you will get the bending moment at point C. Check whether anything is remaining. 45.10 kilonewton meter. 45.10 kilonewton meter. This is the bending moment. Okay. Now what is the next step after calculation of bending moment? What we generally do after this, we generally take the check for depth once we got the bending moment. So next thing is check for depth. So to take the check for depth, what we do, equate maximum bending moment, bending moment to moment of resistance. So you know that Fe415 is given, so your moment of resistance will be 0.138 is the factor in your moment of resistance. So the bending moment is 45.10 into 10 raised to 6, which is equal to, it is 0.138 into, I will write first formula, FCK B D square, and here D is D required. So further, if we simplify it, it is 45.10 into 10 to the power 6, which is equal to 0.138 into your FCK is 20 into B is 1000, and here it is D required square. So therefore D required is equal to 127.83. It is 127.83 mm. If we round this, then it is nearly equal to 130 mm. So what we have provided? We provided 180 mm, I think. Okay. So our D provided is greater than D required. Hence it is safe. So I will write over here D provided. Okay, what is D provided is greater. So instead of this, we write D provided, which is equal to 180 mm, is greater than D required, which is equal to 130 mm. Hence this is safe. Hence we call this as a safe. Hence safe. Okay. So our check for depth is satisfied now. Once our depth is okay, its check is satisfied, then we will go for steel calculation. So our next step will be steel calculation. So in the steel calculation now, we will go for by the formula. First of all, I will write the formula and then we will put the values. So area of steel AST is equal to, it is 0.5 FCK BD divided by Fy in bracket 1 minus 1 minus under root 1 minus under root, it is again 1 minus 4.6 mu divided by FCK BD square. This under root completes and this bracket completes. This is the formula to calculate the area of steel. Now just put the values over here in this formula and you will get the answer. So we will put the values. AST is equal to, here it is 0.5 into FCK is 20 into B is 1000 into D is small d, which is 180, whole divided by Fy. What is the value of Fy? Fy is 415 in bracket, it is 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 into 45.10 into 10 to the power 6 divided by how much? FCKBD square, that is 20 into 1000 into 180 square. So therefore area of steel is equal to, AST is equal to 761.08. Others please do check the value. 761.08 mm square. Okay. So what diameter we have assumed? We have assumed 10 mm bar diameter. Okay. So let us see how many number of bars are required for 10 mm bar diameter. So number of bars equal to, it is 761.08 divided by how much? Pi by 4 into 10 square, area of single 0.69. Okay, so the answer is 9.69 numbers, so nearly 10 bars, 10 numbers. Okay, so if we provide 10 number of bars, each of diameter 10 mm, then what is AST provided? We will calculate the AST provided now. What we are going to provide? AST provided, which must be equal to, it is 10 into pi by 4 into 10 square. Diameter is 10 and 10 number of bars are required. So how much it is? 785.39. 785.36. Okay, 36. 36, 39, one and the same thing. It doesn't matter. So 785.36 mm square. So this is our area of steel provided. So again, whatever is the required area of steel is 761.08, and we are providing the area of steel 785.36. So it is far more ahead. So it is safe again. Okay. So now calculate the spacing. So the next thing is spacing of bars. Next is spacing of reinforcement, or you can call it spacing of bars. So first thing, spacing is equal to, what is the basic formula for spacing? If you don't know, I will write in words. I think you should know it. एरिया ऑफ सिंगल बार विसरला असाल तर म्हणून एकदा लिहितो इथं, लक्षात ठेवा, परत नाही सांगणार. सो एरिया ऑफ सिंगल बार divided by here area of steel AST provided, okay, and multiplied by width. This is the basic formula to calculate the spacing. Okay, now we will put the values. So the spacing is equal to, and the notation for spacing, it is used as S normally. Okay, spacing, it is denoted by S. It is equal to area of single bar. So pi by 4 into 10 square. That is the bar which we have provided, divided by AST provided, its value is 785.36 into width per meter width we are doing the analysis. So answer is exactly 100. The answer is exactly 100. 100 point or something not there. 100 mm center to center. Okay. So it is 100 mm center to center. That is by first case. Then in the second case, spacing, this clause are given in the IS code. You know that we have already studied this in DCS 1. So the spacing is equal to 3D. So it is 3 into our depth is 180. So it will be 540, I think. You check it once again. And third thing is spacing is equal to, in no case it is 300 mm center to center. So now we should consider the minimum of these three values. So the minimum of these three values is 100 mm. So I will write here, provide 10 mm diameter bars about 100 mm center to center, about 100 mm center to center. Okay, so this is the main reinforcement. This is our main reinforcement. Then we will go for distribution steel. So now distribution steel. So I always use the word distribution steel. I have told you many times, this steel is also called as minimum steel. This is also called as temperature steel. This is also called as shrinkage steel. So in the examination, if in the MCQ also, they may ask you by different wording. Okay, any of the word. So you should know all these names. So now what IS code says for distribution steel, if Tor steel is used, that is Fe415 or Fe500, then distribution steel must be ASTD, distribution steel must be 0.12% of gross area. Okay, 0.12% of gross area I will write here in short form, G. So if you write this again, then ASTD is equal to, it is 0.12 divided by 100, that is percentage, into B into D. So as we are considering gross area, you should consider overall depth. So therefore ASTD is equal to, it is 0.12 divided by 100 multiplied by 1000, that is our width, into overall depth is 200. So we will get the value of ASTD. T. Okay. So it is 240 mm square. Now assume 8 mm bar diameter for distribution steel. Okay. So I will write here, assume 8 mm bar diameter, then we will calculate the number of bars. So number of bars is equal to, what was the value of our ASTD? Distribution steel 240. Okay, so it is 240 divided by pi by 4. 240 divided by pi by 4 into 8 square. So we will get the number of bars, 4.77. So it is 4.77, which is nearly equal to 5 numbers. 5 bars we are going to provide. Okay. So now what we will do, we will calculate the ASTD provided. ASTD provided. So how do we calculate that? So ASTD, okay, provided is equal to 5 into pi by 4 into 8 square. So how much we have provided? Required is 240 and we are providing it now up to 251.32. Okay, 251.32 mm square. Okay, so this is the ASTD provided. Now after this, what is our next step? Calculate the spacing. So spacing of distribution steel. Okay, spacing of distribution steel. So to calculate the spacing, what we will do now? First, by our regular formula, just now I have told you, spacing S is equal to, how to calculate the spacing? Area of single bar, okay, divided by area of steel provided, that is 251.32, multiplied by width 1000. So what is the answer? 200. It is 200 mm center to center. Second thing, spacing must be, for distribution steel, spacing must be, it is 5D. For main steel it is 3D, for distribution steel it is 5D. So 5 into D is 180. So how much it is? It is near about 900. Okay. And you check the value. If it is wrong, then let me know. And then third time, in no case, spacing must be 450 mm center to center. Okay. So we will choose the minimum value out of these three, and the minimum value is 200 mm center to center. So you should write there, provide 8 mm diameter bars about 200 mm center to center. So here we can write, provide provide 8 mm diameter bars about 200 mm center to center. So this is our distribution steel, distribution reinforcement. Okay. So now we have drawn the main reinforcement, also distribution reinforcement. Then now it is time for reinforcement details. So drawing. So for that I will take from here. This is our landing. This is landing at ground floor. Then this is our west slab. Okay. So now after that, this is the landing at top. Now I will join the points. Okay. Or you can show here section line also, there is no problem. Next, from half of the landing, if we are showing it, then also no problem. Now we will draw the reinforcement details. So our main steel reinforcement now. So our main bar. Okay. So our main bar will move in this direction up to somewhere here. From this point, it will move somewhere here, and now it will come up to this point. And on this side also, it will move up to here. You draw the diagram. This diagram is very important. This is your main steel bar profile. हा जो बार तुम्हाला आता मी दाखवलेला आहे, this is your main bar. If I name this bar, then this is your main reinforcement bar, that is how much mm center to center, 100 mm center to center. So this is your 10 mm bar, 10 mm bar about 100 mm center to center. Okay. Then the distribution steel, if we show the distribution steel, then the distribution steel will be along this bar. Okay. So here the distribution steel, we will show it in this way. This is the distribution steel. Now we will draw the anchor bar or extra bars. So this is our distribution steel. So this is our how much mm? It is 8 mm. This is our 8 mm bar about 200 mm center to center. So this is our distribution steel. Okay. And now the third type of bars. Now pay attention over here. In the last numerical or first numerical also, we have reversed the direction. It should be actually like this. Now I will plot. This is the correct thing. So this will come from this up to this point. It should be there. And obviously we should calculate the development length. We forgot to calculate now, but मागच्या ह्याच्यात काय केलं होतं आपण मागच्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये, तर इथनं ह्याला बेंड केलं होतं ह्याच्यावरती डिस्ट्रीब्युशन स्टील वरती. तर ते मागच्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये आपण ह्याला इथून इथंच बेंड केलं होतं असं. तर हे असं नाही, करेक्शन करून घ्या. मागच्या न्यूमरिकल मध्ये सुद्धा हे पुढे जाणार आणि इथं जिथं वेस्ट स्लॅब स्टार्ट होतोय तिथं बेंड होणार आहे. ओके, सो इन सम बुक्स इट इज गिवन wrongly. This is your distribution steel. Okay, in this way you can extend this. This may be the direction of extension. Here also it will come from this point, then it will move up to this point here, and from this point also it will bend upwards up to the development length. Okay, so please do the corrections. That is why I have taken this problem very slowly. And one more problem, so you do the corrections in that way, whatever I have told you just now. आणि जे मागच्या 2 लेक्चरला होते ना आजच्या लेक्चरला नाही येत अशांना पण सांगा. This is the important thing today what I have told you. So this bar, if I show arrow over here, what should be this bar? आता तुमची मेन reinforcement किती आहे? If you see your main reinforcement, it is 10 mm diameter bar about 100 mm center to center. So these bars are the alternate bars. These bars are the alternate bars. So the area of required area for this bar is half of this main steel reinforcement. Main steel reinforcement च्या हे bars काय असायला पाहिजेत? Half असायला पाहिजे. So that is why if I want a half area, then I should increase the spacing. I should double the spacing. So it must be 10 mm bars about 200 mm center to center. 10 mm bars about 200 mm center to center. So this is reinforcement details. This is the reinforcement details, and calculate the development length. This length, whatever this length is there, this is your development length, and that development length is LD is equal to 5 sigma S upon 4 tau BD. So if we consider now 10 mm bar, now it nearly comes out to be 470 mm. 470 पर्यंत येईल तुमची development length if you calculate the development length. Okay, so if I show you here somewhere development length LD, it must be 5 sigma S upon 4 tau BD. So it is LD is equal to how much? It is 5 is 10 into sigma S is 0.87 into 415 whole divided by how much it is? It is 4 into tau BD for M20, it is 1.2, increase it by 60%, 1.6. So LD nearly comes out to be 470 mm. You can check what is the value. You will check development and make these changes accordingly in the previous examples also. In the previous example, by mistake what we have done, this bar which is coming from this side, we bent over here only, over this distribution steel. Okay, so it should not be bent over here, it should move straight away and it will bend at this point here. Okay, आणि हा जो बार होता आपण कसा दाखवला होता? So this bar from this point we bent it over here up to the distribution steel. So it will not bend below, it will move in this way. Okay, so these two are the corrections in the bending of bar. Rest of the things are same. So make these corrections. Okay, this is the very important point. So now if this is finished, if you have finished with the diagram, let me know. So we will move to the next problem, and now we will move to the open well staircase design. Now we will move to the open well staircase design. Yeah, definitely. In some cases now, west slab is not plain at the bottom. The bottom of west slab is also designed like a riser and tread. Then there 101% there will be change in the design. Okay, there will be change in the design accordingly. What is the depth at that point of that what we can say west slab? If it is not perfectly horizontal or its depth is not constant, accordingly we will provide the steel while designing it. Okay, you need to calculate what is the bending moment at different points in that landing slab, and accordingly you picked up the maximum value, and then you provide the bars. Okay, and the arrangement of the bars is also changed depending upon the geometry. Okay, so now it is finished, so we will move to the next part. So now, oh, design of open well staircase. So we will start design straight away by taking the numerical. As you know that what is open well staircase, now we will start its design. Okay, so first of all take the problem, take the numerical. A staircase, and they make you suppose assume the width of beam is also 230 mm. So it doesn't matter. So now this is the given problem. Now they have given us the diagram. So I will draw the diagram fastly. So here the stair block, it is like this, and then the wall is provided around it. Okay, so again I will provide that wall given diagram. It is the continuous wall. Okay, so now here also, so तुम्ही डायरेक्ट कंटिन्यू ड्रॉ करा. Okay, कंटिन्यू वॉल अशी गेलेली इथनं अशी. Okay, so this continuous wall is there, and now how they have fixed the staircase is, the fixing of staircase is like this. Then you draw the diagram simultaneously with me. So the diagram is may not be too much perfect, but this type of diagram is there. Now I will draw the steps over here. Okay, so here this type of staircase is there. So you draw the diagram in next lecture. If this problem continues, then I am not going to draw the diagram again. So please draw the diagram. They have provided the steps like this. Now hope you understood how the staircase is. And in the case of open well staircase, so here a beam must be provided at the bottom, okay, to support, which will act as a support over here. It will provide the support, okay, it will provide the support. So I will show that also, and I will show it with different color, as it is we are considering a beam is there, must be there. It will act as a support, okay, in the case of open well staircase. Now this is the open well staircase. This is your landing one, or if you are going up from this side. So if you are going up from this side, this is your up. Okay. Then this is your landing number one, and this is your landing number two, and then you will go to the next floor. So this is the given diagram to you, okay, and in the diagram itself all the dimensions are given. So I will write the dimensions, I will provide you the dimensions over here. So this is 2800 up to this point. So here this distance is given to you, it is 2800. After that landing is 1400. So from here up to this point, so this is 1400. 1400, and then the remaining, now I will show it by different color, this dimension. Okay, you know that this is 230 mm. This side also same thing is there. This is 230 mm. This is 2800 mm. All these dimensions are in mm. So these things is given, and there are 10 trades, okay, in this flight. So या फ्लाइट मध्ये ट्रेड्स किती आहेत? If I write here, I will write T is equal to 10. Hmm? It is given already because floor to floor height is not mentioned to you. And in this also T is equal to 10. This is already given in the figure. Okay. And here T is equal to 5. Here the trades are 5. And now on this side, if we consider the dimensions, then this is 1400, this point to this going length of trade, it is again this is 1400 mm. Again the next thing is this distance, this much of distance up to this point over here, it is again the same 1400 because it is landing, this is landing, and the remaining distance, that is here for these points, the remaining distance for these points. This is again, this is 230 mm. So this is the given diagram to you. Okay, and now we need to design the open well staircase for this. Okay. We need to design the open well staircase for. Okay, draw the diagram and let me know once you finish. Okay, now once this is over, so draw this diagram neatly and correctly. Tomorrow we will solve this problem. Okay. Now you are informed to drop your roll number into the chat box, and you can leave the meeting after dropping the roll number.